This is Jujutsu Shenanigans, known for its big violent rate, high mortality rate, and really low housing prices. I assume, looking at the Scarpa walls. It's probably called too, jeez, I feel sorry for these Robloxians. And today I'm gonna discuss about how comfortable you'll be to live in this really weird city. This city is not for the weak, bro. I just saw 3 Evangelions dancing in the middle of the map. You might be thinking I have some criteria for that. Well, actually I do. Obviously I have to rate some aspects of the city, like the food, safetyness, the city's ecology, architecture, job market. You don't want to be unemployed, don't you? And other boring stuff. I could use a 10-point scale for that, but that's just too boring, so I'm gonna use this instead. As you can see, this is the scale from France, Super Hell, Florida, Bright Town, Night City, and Bloxburg. If you're wondering what is the Bright Town, here is an image of it. As you can see, not the best place to live in. Also, the Night City, if you for some reason didn't play or watch the Cyberpunk. Why is Bloxburg is so high? Because it's Bloxburg. I feel like it shouldn't even be the question, like, this is the dream place to live in, you know? And this is the final, I hope so, rating list. I'll rate the life in Jujutsu Shenanigans based on ecology, how clean is the city is, the food, how good or bad is the food, mental health, how quickly will you go crazy or have no cortisol spike. Job market, you know, you need the job to keep the city working. Safety, probably the worst criteria in this list. Architecture, you need to live somewhere, and it'll be much better if this somewhere were aesthetically pleasing. Seasons, you'll be really terrible if you were stuck in some kind of everlasting summer, you know. Socialization, humans have to be socialized. Okay. I will evaluate this aspect based on how friendly the society is. Overall, that's just overall. So yeah, that's it for the intro. Let's get into the video. I'm really curious about it, actually. Like, how could possibly bad this universe could be? How possibly bad this universe could be? Look what it's happening! Maharoga straight up f***ing everybody in this lobby, bro. Everyone just jumping this guy. Look at this lobby. Imagine if you live in this lobby for the rest of your life. Yeah, that's not the best first expression. Also, if you didn't know, that's my first time playing this place, so that's technically the game through the eyes of the beginner. Okay, starting with the food. This is probably the best option to rate because we know there's actually a lot of food in Jujutsu Shenanigans. Starting with the market where Robloxians can buy the groceries, to the cafes when they can chill and rest. And the food is not that bad, like comparing it to the Night City or especially Bright Town food. By the way, that's actually worse because Bright Town is like the broke history in the Dark Souls. I'm pretty sure they eat nothing but each other. It might be like the Michelin level meal. Especially knowing damn well Sukuna cooked that meal with his love and malevolent kitchen. Fuga rare, I'll put it in the same area as the Night City. Not because they're in the same league, but because Bloxburg food is too good. But again, it's speaking lore-wise. If we're comparing the gameplay-wise food, then the Robloxians are starving to death eating nothing but soda, and it's not even the food. I think it's gonna be a little controversial take right now, but I think I shouldn't use the lore-wise statements, because then it's gonna be just rating Jujutsu Kaisen food and not Shenanigans. I think I'll put the food and Shenanigans in the same league as the Florida food. With the prices in Florida, the situation is kinda the same anyways. Also, I have to mention that there's no products in Jujutsu Shenanigans, besides these pixels and stores, I guess, because the city is abandoned. I know about the lore of Shenanigans, but I think it makes sense because the map is like the battlefield and the players stack an infinity fight loop. If we compare Bright Town food with Shenanigans, I'm pretty sure Bright Town's gonna win because, you know, at least there's something to eat. At least you won't starve to respawn. There's like really big ghoul dude, really small aggressive ghoul, and whatever this is, but you can cook and eat them. Also, you have a bonfire, so it's not like it's gonna be a problem. Yeah, they're not the tastiest, but at least it's something. So yeah, Shenanigans going into Florida tier. Yo, I found this video on YouTube. All my theories and statements are full BS now. Food is going into Night City tier. Job market. Okay, no, that's the question. I can be boring and just say, oh, they are sorcerers. This is their job to be a sorcerer and destroy curses. That's it. Case closed. But first of all, this is boring as hell. Second of all, there's barely any curses in the game, like literally Mahita and this cockroach. And they still barely doing their job. Some even team with them, so no, they're not getting paid for being a sorcerer. If I were their boss, I will fire them immediately for damage to the city and friendly fire. Someone can say, yo, but Gojo is rich. Maybe Gojo is paying them. Yeah, they jumped Gojo. Gojo will not pay their unemployed ass. Also, I don't want to use Jujutsu Kaisen lore as an excuse to something. I can use it to make some points and reference for some moments, but I do want to think about Shenanigans as the separate verse. Why? Because it's more fun. Also because I do want to think about Mahita as a doctor because of his abilities. I want to think about it from a Robloxian perspective and not just Sukuna is evil because he's evil in the lore. This is Shenanigans after all. It has to be funny. I want Sukuna to be an old retard chef who runs his Michelin star cafe in Shenanigans lore because that's what he's like in the memes. So yeah, my first guess is that Sukuna will work as a chef. Why? Because Shenanigans has a cafe and someone has to work there. No one else is suitable besides Ryoma and Sukuna, of course. And because it's kind of things Shenanigans players will do. Also, if you think I'm just gonna headcanon the jobs for every character, you're lucky, right? But I'm not making the map. Sukuna is gonna be a chef because there is a cafe and because that's his most famous meme. Malevolent Kitchen, Fuga, Kamotake, all of his abilities fit for a chef. Same goes for Mahito. If you look at Mahito separate from JJK, his abilities easily suits for a doctor, surgeon or a therapist, and I can see Robloxians working as a doctor, surgeon or a therapist if they lived in this city. Oh no. Hey, yo, don't touch me, bro. You're not a doctor. Get the hell out of me. Bro, look at my doctor, he's tweaking. This is not a trusted doctor, bro. He does not have a license. If we think about the job market in general though, it's gonna be kinda controversial. There's no lore in Shenanigans, but there's the currency and reward system. If we compare this to Forsaken, where the characters are trapped in an endless loop of suffering, characters in Shenanigans trapped in an endless battlefield where they also get rewarded for battles. But I have reasons to think why in Shenanigans they can form a normal society and job market, unlike Forsaken. They are simply not forced to fight and they have laws. The existence of Higuruma in his domain expansion allows me to consider the existence of laws. And if there is a law, then you will be punished for breaking it. Otherwise, what will Higuruma judge you on? Morality? His technique works regardless of his morality, so there are laws in Shenanigans. And if there's laws incurred in Shenanigans, there's also the job market. Why do I think so? Actually, I don't know. I came up with this whole speech because I thought I'll sound cool. Unemployed Higuruma in cooling games was judging other unemployed people based on the law, so he doesn't really need the job to do so. I just want to create the appearance of a good argument so that I could continue to distribute the job to the characters. Yeah, so it's obvious for Higuruma and Sukuna where will they work, but as for Mahito, I think he will work all three jobs at the same time. You know that guy from the Amazing World of Gumball? He's gonna be like him, surgeon, doctor, therapist, because this is the jobs that can potentially be in this place. Also because he suits for all of his jobs. He can manipulate your soul and body, and people in Shenanigans always endured, both physically and morally. What about the other characters? Whatever suits them more. They probably will have jobs just because there's a lot of places to work. I think completing quests also can be considered as a job, because this is a feature of the universe, like in Forsaken, and not just a game mechanic, probably added to the law as a job too. Also, there can be unemployed people, like not even completing quests and just begging, because there's beg emote in the game. So yeah, I'm gonna put the job market of Jujutsu Shenanigans in the same league as the Night City. By the way, the situation is quite similar. In both universes there are ordinary workers, teamers and psychos. Also, a lot of people are unemployed. Okay, this is the worst aspect you can rate. Safety? In this city? Nah, you're not safe. There's no safe zones, no emergency. The only one who can save you is you, or the 60 feet tall chill Evangelion that dance in the middle of the map, cause why not? I mean, in this city you can walk and someone's gonna attack you. You can stand still and someone's gonna attack you. You can literally exist and someone still's gonna attack you. This reminds me of this meme.
Did you just break that vase?
Just having fun without limits in Mr. House.
Did I just catch you having fun?
Yes, I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
Did I just catch you wanting to be shit?
Also, the system rewards them for doing that, so nah, this city is not safe whatsoever. I'm gonna put it in the hell because it's not as bad as France or Super Hell, but it's endless battlefield, so I have to respect that. There's actually a lot of seasons in Shenanigans and they're well made. TZA is low-key good at making events. For example, this latest winter event, it just feels right. You got the presents, snowballs, really amusing snowing background, and you can change them if you want to. You got the wall client-side background manipulation for free. You can make your game look any way you want. If it's too bright at night, you can make it darker. If you're playing on Christmas, you can make it jolly. If you suddenly got the Japanese romance or slice of life vibe, here's the Sakura petals for you. If you wanna feel the spring vibe, here's the beautiful sunset. Also, side events like Halloween and April Fools, but I actually never played them, but my brother did and said it was alright. But still, I think it's good enough for Bloxburg tier. Another really interesting aspect, how can you even rate the ecology of this place? Probably by looking at the map. This is all speculations based on what we see. I mean, we do see Sukuna dropping Fire Arrow and Mekamaru means raiding the server with Evangelion and starting Third Impact. We can just say the ecology of this place is bad because there's a lot of distractions, but it's not true. The map resetting itself all the time. You can say that it's just so players won't destroy the map, but it's still in-game mechanic, and this is not the same as respawning, because even though you can block the respawning ability in Studio, respawning is general mechanic for Roblox, while map resetting is not. I would say the ecology of this place is somewhere on the edge between complete chaos and complete cleanliness, and guess what? Just like in Florida, which means it goes to a Florida tier. Okay, at least something normal to rate. There's many apartments and houses and shenanigans. Not like they're good, but at least that's something comparing to other battlegrounds when you literally have nothing but big ass fighting area in the middle of the map. But I have to say, shenanigans houses are horrible. Like, this is quantity over quality. Even though there's a lot of apartments and houses, they are meat, just like One Piece. Houses and shenanigans bring in a few hits. They're not soundproof and I'm pretty sure there's no heating, which means they're gonna suffer from the cold. Aesthetically speaking, this is probably one of the worst buildings in Roblox. There's no soul in these houses, there's no design, not even workbench, stove and a bed inside the houses. Legit just a dirty Minecraft box from your first playground, but at least this dirty box had workbench, stove and a bed. If I were Robloxian and had to live in the city, I would legit just become homeless and sleep under the Christmas tree. At least it's warmer there. You may say, nah, you're just hating, it's not that bad, but it's true. Buildings and shenanigans are meat. Not all of them though. Shenanigans have really good bedrooms in my opinion. They're pretty comfy, also the train station is goated. There's a list of buildings that don't suck, like the cafe, markets and the KFC. These are actually really cool, especially this cafe in the center of the map. But in general, I'll put architecture and shenanigans in Florida tier. It exists, but it's mid. Oh man, I really enjoy writing this script right now. Community of Shenanigans is truly goated. This is one of the most random and unique experiences you can have even outside of Roblox. Like, I'm 80 years old, I played Block Strike, I played Prime Pixel Gun 3D, I was sweating in this old Minecraft server with spam click based fighting system. On Bedrock, I was broke, I bought my first PC like half a year ago, I didn't witness Prime Code Lobbies, Prime Garden Warfare, Prime Overwatch, Prime Team Fortress, Prime Fortnite, but I still think Shenanigans community is truly peak. Like, let's be real, there's a reason people still play Battlegrounds even after a couple months when they literally explored everything, learned every combo and basically finished the game, and this reason is community. I literally joined this game for 1 hour to record some footages, and in this 1 hour I've seen more content than in my entire life. I've seen friends, I've seen enemies, we fought, we danced, I even saw rambling. Sadly I didn't record one of the funniest clips in my life. In this clip we were dancing with a wall lobby until Gaja come and Hollow Purple does, and then we jump him and some random innocent guy because why not, and that was peak. Realistically speaking, I would really enjoy living with this community. This is by far one of the most normal communities in Roblox. Unlike someone, they don't act weird despite big popularity. The society is actually cool and I'll probably put it in the Bloxburg tier. It's actually a really interesting part because humans' mental health depends on many things like society, which I already talked about, new events, which I also talked about, and communication, because if a person experiences the same Groundhog Day over and over again, he's gonna eventually go crazy. And this part is controversial because someone can say this is the same battlefield with endless fights over and over again until someone goes crazy, and he will be right, but at the same time, Shenanigans has an endless potential for interesting content. Also, as I said earlier, community of Shenanigans is truly golden. You can spend 1 hour of your life in Shenanigans and get completely unique experience. These people will do everything possible in this place. Someone just communicates, someone roleplays, someone begs, someone fights, and someone trolls. Personally, I don't think you will go crazy in this game because Shenanigans is like New York City. You can get tired of this madness, but at the same time, there's plenty of things you can do besides just fighting. I personally think you will be alright because Shenanigans lobby is not the lobby of sweats like in TSB, Black Magic, or other fighting games. It's debatable, but I'll put it in the Night City tier. To be honest, when I started making this video, I thought Shenanigans will be much worse. That's also the reason my thumbnail looks so weird. I made the thumbnail first. But when I digged a little more, I realized, damn, this place is not that bad at all. There are a lot more pros than cons in the city, and honestly, I think I'll even enjoy to live there, but only theoretically. Overall, I think I'll put Jujutsu Shenanigans in the Night City tier, and the answer to the title of the video, how comfortable will it be to live in Jujutsu Shenanigans? I'll say, very. Please subscribe.